Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest has been nominated for 7 Emmy Awards. He's acted on Broadway, and he just released a new book, How Men Have Babies. Wow, you'd think he'd know. Right. The Pregnant Father's Survival Guide. Please welcome Alan Thicke. Yes. Alan Thicke, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
I'm looking for my sister. I'm supposed to make it here. Not here.
People,
Open your eyes when you talk to me.
people in this country love you, and believe me, I know the difference.
Well, it's fun to come home.
Even the British guy's smiling at you. Yeah. Now, you haven't been with us since our first season. You were kind enough to pay us a visit when...
Before you were a hit.
When
we all just had our fingers crossed for
when
you.
we were in the back of a restaurant and had to put on a rerun every time they rented it out for a party. But you were kind enough to pop by, and since then, you've taken Chicago from Toronto, the play, to Broadway. How did that feel, huh?
Well, I chose Toronto to start in. You know, the play Chicago was on tour all over North America, and they kind of gave me a choice as to what venue, and I said I'd love to start in Toronto where I have friends and family. So I got to play it a month here, and I played it for a couple of months on Broadway. That was the good news. Then the bad news is that you do the road tour for a while after that. So that's Christmas in Cincinnati and New Year's in Norfolk, and so it went, you know, it wasn't as exciting as Broadway, but it was a great experience.
And in an ironic twist, Chicago never played in Chicago.
Not with me, it didn't.
No.
I'm sure it did with somebody.
All right, good. Okay.
But that was a point well made, yes.
Well, I was trying to look deep there with
guy
an
from
ironic
Prince Edward
twist.
Island is going to bring that up at his meeting tomorrow and say, here's a little trivia for you.
Now, the last time I saw you was a couple of weeks ago. We were playing in a celebrity tennis tournament against each other.
Yes, yes.
And I came out on the air Monday and told everyone that I kicked your ass. I'd appreciate it if you would just stick with the story, please.
Yeah. Well, you were formidable out there. Mike is very strong, hits the ball very hard.
Yeah, right out of the tennis club.
Next court, yes, over the adjacent court, and there is a lady you played against who still has Spalding tattooed on her forehead. Did he mention that he was playing against women? Did he mention that women beat us? Oh, he didn't bring that up. No.
No, I didn't.
But you were, yeah.
I did say it was doubles. I should have told him.
It appeared that you were a novice, that you were an enthusiast, but probably experience. It wasn't part of your resume.
I played tennis once in my life. I was 8.
You were a good sport, and it was a charity, and it was good of you to. I like coming up to Toronto, you know, to see family and whatnot, and when there is a tennis tournament or golf especially, I love to play golf, because you can shoot 100 here and it's only 68 American. I do come for those charitable kind of things. I get to see the family. It's nice to be home.
Now, you got the new book out.
I do so, yes.
It's published in the U.S., and it's a huge seller. What
Going
inspired
very
this?
It's, well, I had my 3rd son a couple of years ago. I didn't. My current ex-wife had our 3rd son. And I wanted to document the whole pregnancy experience. And I thought it was a great idea for bonding with the child and nurturing the mother and kissing up to her in ways that have paid off since at her lawyers. And
I guess when they reprint this, Al, they're going to call it How Men Have Babies Every Other Weekend.
But, well, I should point out, I should point out that it's not about marriage. The marriage part I haven't entirely figured out. I'm very good at the baby part. Trust me. If you want to have a baby, you call me. We'll have one. I'll give you half my money. Everybody wins. But... no, I do. It's not a real. I do have joint custody, and the baby part was wonderful, you know. And he's a doll, and I did do very well with getting other celebrity authors, if you will, to contribute anecdotes to the book. I got Gretzky's in there, Cuba Gooding, Ray Romano. A lot of people wrote stories. Nobody has ever asked guys about their pregnancy experience. Right. And so it's a decidedly chauvinistic, proudly male kind of thing. It's written in male language. The first chapter is called Kickoff, and the last chapter is Touchdown. And in between, there's an entire chapter devoted to breasts. Yep. It's called Things That Look Better Than Ever, but you can't touch because they're too tender. Yeah. And then there's another chapter, a chapter devoted to sex, which points out that sex during pregnancy should not be a problem unless the husband wants some. And then I go into some detail there as to how to you compromise.
So
but it is full of factual information. It's not merely whimsy and anecdotal. If there is one book that you read on the subject of pregnancy, and it's mine, then I'm flattered and you're screwed. But you'll have some fun with it. The book was intended to be fun for couples to, break the ice during what can otherwise be a tough period.
So I take it your ex didn't become your ex till she read this.
No, she contributed to it greatly. I mean, we did fine all through that period. It wasn't until later when she decided that, as some women do, they have changes they want to go through. She wanted to do some, so that she changed her address, and so we communicate. We communicate as you have to do. But
now the new book you're working on, Divorce Without Bitterness or Rancor. When's that coming out?
Yeah, that's under fiction. You'll find that.
I can't believe this is over.
Yeah. I'm a good sport about it, don't you think?
Oh, listen.
And actually, and I should point out that, she was not upset about the book. I love women, which is not a problem in the and women are actually buying this book and highlighting things for their husbands to read. Generally so women aren't upset with it. Generally speaking, women like me, with the exception of the two that married me. And they're using, this is a good thing to share with your husband.
Yeah, I read it last night, and I thought it was great.
Okay, shared it with your husband?
Yeah.
You do have that pregnant glow about you. Was it something you ate?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready for the millennium to be over. Yes, is that...
I found your honesty refreshing.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting all choked up just thinking about it. Yeah, we're ready for the year 2000, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm ready for the year 2000.
There was about, the first 999 years were okay. This year has been tough. Yeah. I lost my mother recently, and then, of course, this business, and Gretzky has arthritis. There's the Teletubbies. It's a mess, but everything's going to be fine in the millennium. Lady!
During the commercial break, I'll slip you a couple of bucks.
Yeah, okay.
Alan Thicke, ladies and gentlemen. We'll return with Frigid Gall.